Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, not to be confused with Heroes of Hammerwatch or Hammerwatch 2, which are all separate games. So, this is the latest game by Crackshell, developers of Hammerwatch, and the, I guess, kind of associated games. Oh, we got some dialogue to talk to. I'll get to this in a second. Oh, the road's collapsed. You can probably go around by crossing the stream to the west and heading deeper into the forest to the north. But be careful, the forests here are dangerous and the road may have been blocked deliberately. Okay, and then he loops. But yeah, so Hammerwatch 2 was a action CRPG. It came out a couple years ago, and I liked it a lot, but it apparently had really bad netcode, so the multiplayer wasn't exactly the most functional. Whereas Heroes of Hammerwatch and now Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 are the roguelite adaptations of Hammerwatch and then Hammerwatch 2, respectively. Help! Help! The cult has found our camp and attacked. What's going on? Will you please help? We're not soldiers. They'll kill everyone. Of course. Thank you. Usually it's just goblins who are a threat, but they've been manageable. Recently, cultists have been more active and ventured out of their temple. But please hurry. I don't know for how long they'll be able to hold on. Yeah, so this is, I think, the town that we actually build up once we actually start doing the roguelite-y-ness. But for now, this is the actual run. Oh, there's something about the forest, but it's fine. Anyway, so unlike Heroes of Hammerwatch, where you're just going through a series of kind of mines and whatnot, this is a little bit more, I don't want to call it open worldy, more per se, some of the regions are open fields, which I actually think is a really neat change of pace. So I'm playing as a mage character, at least for now. There's, I think, 4 different characters available in the game at the moment. Maybe there will be more, either unlockable or over the course of the game's development. But so there's the Paladin, the Warrior, the Mage, and the Ranger. Or the Mage, the Wizard, and the Ranger. And yeah, maybe the rest you have to unlock, or wait for the game to actually get developed further. Speaking of developing further, the entire point of these runs is to go out and grab resources. I'm gonna have to check. I might have accidentally given my character the wrong voice. Oh well. But yeah, so we're going out grabbing resources, gold, and iron and wood, which we will use to upgrade, I guess, the empty field that we just came through, building it up into a substantive town with a bunch of different NPCs who provide a variety of services, and also gear and equipment. So unlike Heroes of Hammerwatch 1, where all of your progression is entirely through meta progression, and yeah, I think I gave this guy the wrong voice. Oops. So all of your progression was through meta progression, spending gold to give you just passive boosts in town, and then also mid-run upgrades. This one actually has a couple different types. So for starters, you actually get equipment now, so it's got a little bit of a loot grind aspect to it. So a little bit more Diablo-y, kind of, sort of. Then you can also find mid-run perks that will change how your abilities work, which can be quite strong. And then also there's the regular meta progression, which, I don't know, playing the demo really delighted me, because it felt like everything I wanted out of both Hammerwatch 2 and Heroes of Hammerwatch 1. Let's see, I can't open this up. So that's one of our mid-run upgrades. Crude Whetstone just gives us some crit chance, and that just lasts for the rest of the run. I don't care too deeply about crit, to be honest, but hey, we're here. I gotta remember how to actually use my abilities. Is it E? Q? Q. Q for Magic Missile. I'm mostly just relying on my regular attack here, which probably shouldn't do too much. Let's see, what is this thing? Oh, money. Or, I think that's actually experience. I don't remember if our character's levels carry over. I think there is also some level of stat customization. Like, when you level up, you actually get a stat point that you keep. I don't know, it just feels a little bit more fine-tuned min-maxy than the previous Heroes of Hammerwatch game, which I really adore. And so having that extra control just makes it that much more interesting to me. I don't know. Some people might have different flavors, but it's one of those where every single Hammerwatch game has really made a major advancement one way or another on the formula, and I'm curious to see where this one goes. I should also mention it's up to 4-player multiplayer. It's weird to play games, quote unquote, for the first time that I've actually played before. Wait, there was a symbol above. Oh, maybe not. But since I've actually put time and energy into this one before, yeah, that's definitely the wrong voice. Because I've actually put time and energy into this before, I already know what's going to happen. I know what I'm doing, and so it's more about explaining the mechanics that I'm familiar with rather than anything else. So we can also check our inventory. So this is probably the cultist base. Everyone prepare, this is our last stand. Sup, suckers? Enjoy magic and missiles. Silly cultists. Wow, you're a real hero. Thanks so much. We wouldn't have survived without you. That was scary. You really arrived like a blessing from above. I can take us somewhere safer. Those cultists will never stop coming now that they found us. They've been very aggressive recently. Okay, and thank you so much for your help. They tore down my lab, so I'm limited in what I can do for you, but here, have a potion. Okay, so now I can pop a potion. I think we have a limited amount of charges, but that's entirely fine. Let's go back to town. I was wondering about that. It's like, I don't remember it chucking you into a run immediately. And the answer was, yeah, we have to go rescue the people, and then we bring them back here. So we can get extra potion charges. We can get the guild hall, which we're going to need. We'll never be able to repay you. Those cultists have been trying to enter the Dark Citadel for some time now, but they've been much more aggressive lately. They might be getting close now. Alright, now we've kind of built the guild hall. So we can spend extra wood to get a training grounds, hunters' cabins, or a general store, but we can't do that yet. We can also spend points on things. So strength, dexterity, intelligence, focus, and vitality. So every time we level up, you gain skill points and attribute points. Skill points are for upgrading our abilities or unlocking new ones. I didn't mean to get that, but I guess that's okay. Yeah, I can't afford a respec. I was hoping it would give me a confirmation first, but it's fine. Let's see. So C for character, stats, strength, dexterity. It's info stats. Here we go. So strength gives us extra defense. Dexterity gets us extra crit chance and crit damage. Intelligence gets us extra spell power, magic crit, and magic crit damage. Focus gives us extra mana and mana per second. Then vitality gives us health and health per second. So actually it's kind of worth splitting between vitality, focus, and intelligence. So maybe I want to split all three of those. I think for now I'm just going to go for the int. We don't really care too deeply. What I'm looking for is hopefully getting my mana per second up higher. Yeah, it's a 1.1. So focus divided by 5 is how much mana regen you have. Probably vitality divided by... Ooh. Vitality divided by 20 is how much health regen you have. So it's actually pretty hard to get health regen then. Okay, do we have anything else? I don't think so. Area's pretty dead. So let's just get out of here. And yeah, I don't think we have the tavern. Oh no, we can get a simple broth. Costs 100 gold. Sure. Because yeah, that gets me half a point of health and mana per second, which means I can actually use my spells with somewhat reckless abandon, and I can survive at least a couple of hits without it being too bad. I'll have to make sure that I always have at least 100... Oh, that's interesting. Those guys used to do like a spike move. Now they fire off mortar shots. But yeah, always got to make sure I've got at least 100 gold before I venture out, just to get that broth. Hey, you know the way to the others? So there's a blacksmith. Oh, nice. If it was up to my brother, we'd still be lost. So we got new characters. So, yeah, rescuing at random NPCs to bring back. We get a Ring of Rejuvenation. This is already looking like it's going to be a decent run. Obviously, I'm still kind of weak. Oh, right, I was going to mess with my character's stats and... Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's fine. I was going to mess with their customization because I think I can change their voice. But whatever, it's just a very effeminate sounding mage. Don't worry about it too much. The beard is fake. Let's see. Kind of plonk those down. I was supposed to have given them a Cockney accent, but I guess it must have missed when I was doing character select. It's fine. I don't think I'm actually going to stick to this character for too long anyway. I'm going to be playing this on Sundays with my friends for the next while, probably, as we all absolutely adore Heroes of Hammerwatch 1. And so it seemed quite reasonable to do our next like big stream series on Heroes of Hammerwatch 2. So if you tune into our weekly jam streams, you will be able to see this, but in full multiplayer. I don't know which class I'm going to play. Probably Paladin, unless, you know, it falls that I'll be a wizard. I think what we'll probably do is divide and conquer: one warrior, one wizard, one ranger, and one warrior, wizard, ranger, and paladin. There we go. So I usually go for paladin just because I like being beef tank man. It does kind of depend a little bit. Like sometimes I will definitely go for like more of a wizard character. I really liked the, was it sorcerer in Heroes of Hammerwatch? Heroes of Hammerwatch 2, specifically for the bouncing, the frost orb, but then also just the bouncing attacks, as all of those were exceptionally powerful and fun to play around with. I don't remember if I stuck with him though. I think I mixed to a different character later. I'm looking forward to this though because there's a little bit more customization. Namely, your left click and right click abilities are actually determined based on the weapons you're using, rather than being specifically hard locked to whatever your class is. And I like the idea of that purely from the perspective of like you might actually be able to do like paladin with a bow and have it be something worth something. Okay, let's not get surrounded. Let's keep using those ground runes. Ooh, and the pig hurts. Luckily, the pig's kind of hard, or kind of easy to avoid. Traveling cook gives you a serving of the forger's feast. And we eat all of his carrots, or something. So I should be able to actually check info, effects. Forger's feast, extra material gains. Nice. And we get extra gold gain for who knows how long. Probably a while. If we can find enough gold. This may also be, yeah. Oh, actually that's a dead end. We can't go there yet. I don't actually know when you get access to that area. It wasn't available in the demo, so I have no idea. Alright. Keep making waves. Get a little... Oh, yeah. That gold amount is just straight up doubled. That's nice. So I think I'm just going to kite these guys and let them hit my frost runes. My biggest source of damage at the moment. Alright, take out the plant. Yeah, we're doing great. I was worried about my healing, but that extra healing from the broth really does carry. Like, it doesn't need to be much, just a little bit here and there, and I can largely sustain myself up until we hit something that actually is going to put me in a more dangerous position. I think the one mild thing that I'm not liking about this, and it's mild, mostly just the environments are much bigger. It reminds me of some of the DLC areas from Heroes of Hammerwatch, like the first one, just because I remember the desert was like a little bit more walking around in large areas, and I kind of did like the claustrophobia of the first game. The levels definitely got bigger, but it was always kind of this like really dense tangle. Let's the extra movement speed, and I'm sure it'll be less of a problem later on. We might get the ability to scale up the amount of enemies coming at us, or who knows, maybe something like New Game Plus will shift it in some way, shape, or form. So this will let me boost one of my abilities for the round. Increase damage with arcane weapons, projectiles gain a chance to stun, or increase... Oh, taking damage while having barrier ignites the air around you, dealing fire damage. I think I'm going to go for arcane weaponry, just for a little bit of a damage boost. Shame that scroll isn't worth gold. But that's okay. Alright, doing well. If I can clear the first boss, I will be a happy camper, but I'm not really betting on it. Yeah, my damage just isn't quite there yet. But hey, if I pull it off, I pull it off. The goblins also hurt really bad. Ow. Oh, the fireball homes. That's why I was having some trouble with this. Yeah, I'm not expecting to do super hot here. Super hot. Super hot. I don't know. Game just suddenly sunk back into my head, and it's like, oh yeah, that was a game. I wonder what those devs have been up to. I know they did a VR version, and I haven't heard anything from them since. But that might also just be a me thing. I don't exactly pay attention to every dev under the sun. There's just too many of them, man. Like, I'm pretty good at keeping track of, like, the devs I like. I think maybe part of it is also just based on who I follow on social media. And so, I don't think I follow them because I didn't have that personal connection in the same way. Oh boy, that's more.
Not enough mana. I need mana.
Maybe it's fine, actually. This is less fine. Yeah, that big dude with the double axes is a little tricky. I think part of it is we're not rolling with good armor. So that makes this a bit tougher. I'm going to be taking more damage, and I don't have the best mana gain. Yeah, let's just hit him with those. I figure the caster isn't as much of a threat if I stay very far away from them. Because if it's just him, it's easy. Okay, does my frost rune? Yeah, I guess it lasts. I wonder if it lasts forever. Or if, I mean, obviously, it goes away once triggered. But I do wonder if there's no actual, like, duration on the thing, so it really does... Huh. That'd be an interesting strategy. Try and set it up in such a way that... Try and set it up in such a way that you actually have, like, a wall of traps. And can specifically, like, lure enemies back through one hell of a minefield. It might be a thing. I really wish I had spec'd into Fireball. And again, Fireball is exceptionally expensive. So it's kind of a trade-off here. Okay. Keep wiping these. I don't see a caster in this mix. Just that guy. And I do decent chunks of damage. It's not enough to, like, uber clear them, but it's not like I'm really forced into these long... Ow. The pig hurts. Oh! It's not like I'm tanking and kiting for long periods of time. It is definitely a slower, more methodical experience. But it's not like... What am I thinking of? I swear I've definitely played games over the years. Oh, we have 2 guards. We'll answer your call to arms. We'll join you on this quest. Oops. Well, I guess we got 2 buddies that are not going to last long. What was I going to say? I'm trying to think of games like this where you're fighting something that is like way beyond your general capabilities. And it ends up, you end up having to like really tank and avoid. You can win, but it sucks. It takes forever and isn't very fun. This is the other reason why I kind of want to play as the Paladin. Because those guys don't heal themselves. And so like, having the Paladin to specifically... heal up the minions is not a bad idea. Oops. I think the minions are holding their own reasonably well. Ooh, okay, staying away from that for a hot second. They're doing well, surprisingly. It's not perfect, but in terms of, like, surviving and actually wiping things out for me, it's not terrible. Okay, grab the Plague Cloth Gloves. And we get Tankard and Hollowed Bone. Ah, wait. We might have actually doubled the effectiveness of that one. I'm not entirely sure. Wagon's completely full. Would you like a piece of equipment? What do we want? Scorching Fire Tome. So this gets us a Glyph of Fire, a Lethal Frost Wand, an Astute Fire Staff. Oh, so staff is a 2-handed. Eye level is only 2, though. That gets me Ice Shards. 3 Shards of Ice does a decent amount of damage. I think we either go Fire Tome or Frost Wand. I'm thinking we go Frost Wand. Okay, let's actually equip some of these. Equip and gloves. There we go. That's a bit better. We've got an upgrade orb. Additional magic missiles is tempting. But I think I'm actually going to go for learning 1, just because we are trying to get as much experience as we can. Even if I don't necessarily intend on playing this character immediately. The one problem with the Ice Shards is I think they do more damage to single targets, but they're not as good against groups. Yeah, definitely doing more damage. About 50% more. Huh. So where's that? There was another path back the other way. Dim goblins. I think also the Ice Shards do slow things down, which is quite good. Yeah, so it's actually making for... Ow. Short work of some of the tougher enemies. Especially the melee guys. Ooh, so achievements also get you skill points. I wonder if those actually carry over from, like, one character to the next. Because that'd be kind of a neat way of giving you small bonuses to characters you're not playing as. One thing I really like about Heroes of Hammerwatch is it does a very good job of incentivizing playing your alts. Okay, so I think we're actually going to go back. There was that other path near where we picked up the guards. There might not be anything there, but I have to check. Just in case, we're trying to find as many NPCs as possible to recruit for the town. And, like, it looks like there's a whole thing there, so kind of have to. And who knows, we might get more cool gear or who knows what else. I do wonder... Oh, no, gear does have stat requirements, so you can't exactly give good gear over. So this just looks... Oh, this is just a camp. I am but a fool. But it's fine. Camp still just has a good treasure chest. See a nimble robe and a little bit of gold. I'll take it. Because, yeah. Let's see. Gives me a little bit of dexterity, some armor, and some casting speed. So, yeah, it's better than what I had. Hopefully some of the gear later on has, like, interesting, unique effects. Like, if you could combine... If you could combine Heroes of Hammerwatch 2... Oh, they do heal over time. Maybe. It looks like he's healing. But if you could combine Heroes of Hammerwatch 2 with, like, the set bonus unique items from Diablo 3, I think you'd actually end up with, like, a really special game. With a lot of fun build variety to play around with. And no, I cannot fight those monsters over there. For everybody that has ever gone past that, me included, everyone will try and hit them. And to my knowledge, you cannot. Okay, so we do have to watch out for falling rocks. They exist in here, though they're hard to spot. The triggers for doing so. I don't think that spawned anything in, shockingly. Grab the upgrade. Reduces spell cooldowns. Flame barrier or missile barrage. Spell cooldowns would be interesting if I had more mana regen. But I currently don't, so that would be probably not great. Oh, the guards are just sticking with me. I was assuming they despawn, but no, they actually even healed to full. So yeah, playing as the paladin wouldn't be a bad idea just for minion mastery. Hopefully this does actually have like a proper summon build at some point. I think that would be kind of fun. Oh, is it the rocks on the ground? It might be. Let me test. Yep. Okay, cool. So the pressure plates for rocks fall, everybody dies. Much more obvious than it used to be. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I don't think my guards are going to last in here. I don't think even if I was a healer, they'd last. Poor guys. Because, yeah, unfortunately for me, they're, they don't kite. They'll leash back to me, but it takes some doing. So yeah, I'm not even gonna think too hard about whether or not I'm gonna keep them around. I'm just gonna appreciate them for as long as I've got them. Music's real good. But I mean, that's always been true. Hello! Oh, so this lets me get an item. So extra wood gain. Spit a web at a random enemy. Inflict slow. Or just armor. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna go for the chain undershirt. The extra wood gain would be nice. Probably better long term. But I'm thinking getting further on this run is just as good of a thing. That if I can clear the first boss because I'm tanky and don't take a lot of damage, then that's also great. Yeah, it does look like the minion heals slowly, though I don't know up to what level or how. And how much. Grab the apple. Let's see. Hit that. Oh boy. Well, he's dead. I mean, maybe he'll leash back, but I'm pretty sure he's toast. I wasn't sure how many enemies that would spawn in, and the answer was all of them. Okay. I think the biggest fear is mostly just the wizards. Oh, come on. I was not expecting a full-on beetle nest there. But that's okay. There goes one, there goes two. Alright. He summons two of them. Rude. Okay. Well, despite a single casualty, we're doing somewhat. Guess I should probably be using Magic Missile here. It actually does plenty of damage. And it's not like I'm using my mana for much at the moment. Do those reset? Oh, that's nasty. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Hard to say. Either way, it's easier to manage the, it's easier to manage the falling rocks compared to how it used to be. Because, boy, when I was streaming the demo with my friends, we were getting just beasted by rocks. Oh, there was a rock trap in there. Did that one fire again? No. Okay, so it looks like once a rock trap has been triggered, that's the end of it, and you don't need to worry about it anymore. That's good, at least. Try and take out the bat nest. I guess it's not endlessly spawning them, it just spawns as they... There we go. It spawns as it takes hits. More than anything else. Okay, how are we doing? Silly as it sounds, it is actually kind of practical for me to just wild goose chase these guys. Because my traps do a lot of damage in a large AoE. And so I can use that quite well. I do wonder if the, more rocks? No, we already got that one. I do wonder if the rocks can actually hurt enemies. I haven't tested that one yet. I did in the demo, but I don't remember it. It's part of the issue. I guess here. Okay, can. It's going to be difficult triggering that safely, so like I'm not really going to plan around it, but it's nice to know that it will. Shame the enemies aren't triggered by it, but hey. Okay, that's done. I'm doing better than I expected. I was really assuming that I'd have some trouble in the forest or once you get up to this point. I am taking a lot of damage here, though. Oh well, ring around the rosy. Pockets full of death. I think that might have been an elite type enemy as well. Ow. Well, let's go back and grab an apple. My regen's good, but I am impatient. Yeah, I think I definitely will roll Paladin, specifically because I believe the Paladin's heal buff also gives extra mana regen, so you can use that as kind of a just means of spitting spells so much more actively. Unless they got rid of that because it was too powerful, which, like, would be very reasonable. I don't know if we lose resources or not. I haven't seen any of the elevators from Heroes of Hammerwatch. We have a man. Hello. So we can actually trade... Oh, we can trade one of these abilities for resources. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of that. Like, it's a good upgrade, but being able to upgrade the town more and faster is so much more practical. Also, half the time one or two of those magic missiles would just end up beefing it into a rock wall, so it didn't really seem like I needed to hold on to it. Also, the mana barrier is actually better than I thought it was going to be. It's not great in, like, prolonged fights, but it's good for the little ones, just for keeping the damage down. Let's see, no enemies nearby for that trap to trigger. And here's where the ogres start showing up. In retrospect, maybe I shouldn't have messed around with the ogres. Whoop. Okay, so Ogre Magi have Frost. Good. Ouch. Okay, what we need to do is clear out one of these, like, open zones. I'm gonna just wait for a bit. I guess here's what I'm gonna do. I was just waiting for some health to come back. Yeah, lead him into a minefield. Makes the mage extremely good. Probably doesn't work super hot. I don't know if they avoid it intentionally. Probably not. Ow, 34 damage. Don't mess with the ogres. I think that might be the boss chamber over there. Oh. That was literally not what I meant to do. It's okay, I outranged them, which makes this a lot easier. I sort of outranged them. I guess they just don't use their ranged attacks that much. I bet that extra armor is actually carrying. Okay, let's trigger the rocks in the area. You know where the boss is. The entire point of clearing this room out is now I have kind of a nice safe spot that I can run back to if I need to. And I will. Guaranteed. How did I miss that rock? Well, at least it didn't hit me. Much. Okay. A bit of a cooldown. Yeah, the entire trick is mostly just bring them back to this area where I've just filled it with random traps. Off cooldown. Because I figure at the very least, whatever is here, or whatever follows me back to my, like, getaway hole, just ends up getting blasted by the many traps I've left behind. As far as I can tell, they don't run out, so... a little harder on my mana, but so far it's working great. What was that? Oh, there's a bird? There's a zap bird. Well, that was extremely cool. I don't know if I can do anything with it. I also don't know if it's an enemy or not. It doesn't seem to be aggroing. So that might actually be something I interact with. Hello, cool bird. Would you like to send resources back to town? No. Okay, so that's how we send loot back. I figured let's clear the floor before I warp anything out. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. I was wondering how to do it. I kind of miss the old mine elevators, but I do have to say Zapbird is a stylish way of doing it. Let's see. Let's see. Increased armor and ice resistance, spell cooldowns, or magic missile barrage. Let's just get it again. Ow. That hurt. Whoop. I am so thankful for my actually decent health regen. This would be, I probably would have lost if not for it. There we go. Killed the ogre. I don't know why, but saying ogre just makes me want to throw in my Swedish accent. Kill the ogre. I don't know, ogre just sounds very Swedish to me. Which is weird because I don't think of ogres as like a Swedish thing. Trolls are, for sure. Or Finnish? I don't know, it's either or, Scandinavian. Let's see. Anything else? No. I just out of juice? I don't know. It wasn't letting me cast my trap for whatever reason. And that's entirely fine. Ow. Wow. You just kite these guys backwards and you're just cruising for a bruising. Oh, it's okay. And luckily I can kind of just keep that guy at arm's length. And they pretty much can't catch me.
And stay down.
Okay, gotta be careful. I feel bold enough that I could probably get by without using the traps too much. Ogre is French? Huh. Yeah, so either French or Italian with Orco. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So I can get rid of the ring of movement speed. Oh, this is interesting. Spell hits have a chance to stun. Get rid of movement for more missile barrage. Yeah, sure. Maybe I should have traded the stone for the lumber, but I actually don't know if that's a good trade. Because I don't actually know how much ore I need. Whereas this way, my magic missile is actually legitimately good. And can wipe floors with things. Including ogres. Ogres, most of the tough enemies. Now the only real one would be getting it so the magic missiles actually pierce one enemy. I think that is an upgrade for it, but that might actually be something you get on level up instead. And I'm pissing off all the rocks. I wonder if actually these stone pads were the same sprite in the demo. We were just completely blind to them. Cool. Yeah, it's that opening salvo from these guys that is rough. Oh well. Only a mild problem. There we go. So I've got the ability to get my fountain or my potion back up by 1, which is good. How freaking big is this level? Huge. I did say I liked the claustrophobia. I'm terrified of what's going to happen once we get the fountain upgrades. Or the fountain modifiers. Because in Heroes of Hammerwatch 1, you could pay some extra resources to make the game equal parts harder and easier in different ways. And one of them is just like make the floors bigger. And I don't know if that's in this one, but that would be pretty big. Okay, I think we've cleared this. It'll also get a lot easier once I'm just stronger, because then I don't have to run away from things. It's more about just mulching everything that's in my vicinity. Okay, looks like we're good. We've got everything. No reason to go pick up the potion charge. So yeah, let's go send our resources back and go see about a boss. Oh, it doesn't have a cool animation. It just fades from existence. I bet they'll change that. Probably. Oh, beans. I missed that. Okay. Yeah, luckily gear and items dropped by enemies are not lost on death. I think you only lose like 40% of stuff on death normally. Earth Totem. So this entire sucker is kind of an interesting one. It effectively endlessly spawns goblins. And then also has... Ooh. Unique patterns. Based on the current active elemental. Frick, that's hard to avoid. Thing is, kind of in my best interest to just hang out in the back. Ow. I've got really good range. Yeah, the fact that it summons 4 of those is rough. Okay, there goes 1. I'm just gonna hang out for a moment. Because I can get most of my health back. It's my mana regen that's not great. Actually, maybe I can't. There's a lot of enemies coming at me, too. I guess I could just hang out here. Oh. Okay, this is exceptionally silly. But I am safe in here. Might also be very good experience farming. Okay, too many of them spawned. I'm dead. It's fine, I wasn't strong enough. And I wasn't really expecting to be either. What? Oh. That's interesting. I think it actually duped the resources. By sending the resources back, it didn't actually... So I sent back most of my stuff, but not all of it. So it actually took a portion of the things that I didn't send back. Even though I sent back everything. Alright, I'll take that. That's a very nice bug. Super appreciated. Gives me a lot of progress options. Alright. Let's start with the blacksmith. And the general store. I guess, actually, we can get each of these. So that spreads us out a bunch. And now we have a whole bunch of different things that I can do. So this will let me sell the fire wand and the simple robe. This will let me buy something if I wanted to. Let's see. think the equipment I have is pretty good. We do have a lot of gold, but I might leave that for a bit. Let's see. So this lets me buy new regular equipment at kind of whatever my current level is. There's a lot, actually. Okay, so we can also increase my base stats. Let's see. Also requires more iron, which we didn't get much. I'll put one of each of those in for now. Get an extra potion charge, because I probably should have used a potion charge there. Either way, having two is probably good. What about this guy? What do they sell? Dash recharge timer, health pickup gain. Those are all good. So this increases magic missiles damage. Does scale the mana cost. This scales my mana and intelligence. Makes it so the barrier removes more. Well, I've got points to spend, so I think we're going to do magic missile and arcane intellect for now. Fireball is good, but eh. Okay, so I'm thinking I put 2 points into vitality and like every point into focus. Because I really need that mana regen and be a lot higher than it was. Hello, console commands. I wonder if you can actually, how much you can play around with that. Okay, how much gold am I sitting on? 1,921. So we don't want to spend more than that. So I can actually buy both of these. And still have enough that I could buy some soup. If I wanted to. And yeah, I could buy like the Frost Tome and the Lightning Tome or any of these. 100% of weapon damage in area. Strike the area. Lightning does less damage. But it's 3 bolts of lightning. I see. And that's area of flame for 5 seconds, dealing weapon damage. Interesting to play around with, don't know how much I like it. And then we can also play around with staves, which might actually be a good idea too. Because a lot of the right-click abilities are good. That said, I've got a wand that is better on average, so I'll probably wait. Let's see. Did we not spend a whole lot of the rock? I guess we didn't. Didn't have anything to spend it on. Well, I think with that, it's a good stopping point. It's maybe a shorter video than I normally would. But on the flip side, doing another run would functionally double the length of this video, and that's not great either. So, instead, I'm going to leave us here and say that Heroes of Hammerwatch is going to be available on January 14th, so roughly in a week from now. I don't know, the Steam page won't let me load it for whatever reason. It's fine. But genuinely, I'm curious to see how it stacks up, like, from a full run perspective, how it's going to stack up with Heroes of Hammerwatch 1. I like the meta progression and the different progression paths, namely the fact that there's a gear and equipment system as well. The town building feels a little bit more substantive too, like you're actually building a town, as opposed to just like a handful of interactable locations that boost your stats. But so much of it is just, I think, because the town itself is larger. I like this. I like the stat system as well, that, you know, when you level up, you actually do gain these stat points that you can spec into various things, which I think is a neat way of playing with it and gives you a lot of options. So what is this one? Increases your mana and intelligence. Oh, but it doesn't increase my focus, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so it only increases my max mana, so it doesn't actually affect my mana regen. That's silly. It should be both intelligence and focus by an amount, but is what it is. I just want more mana regen is the real answer, but Anywho, anything else to say? No, not really. So I guess to announce once again, I'm going to be streaming more of this on Sunday and pretty much every Sunday until we get bored, which might be a month or two. We really enjoyed Heroes of Hammerwatch 1 and are very much looking forward to playing more. Maybe we might run out of things to do in the game too, because I think it is launching. I don't actually know if it's launching in early access or not, so I guess we'll have to see. But I guess with all that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.